What's good, my YouTube people? Hey, it's your boy back with another video, man. Before I get started, y'all already know what to do. Hit that like, that subscribe button, and that notification bell where you won't miss no videos. Today, I want to get into, man, I had a lot of people touch bases with me and was like, hey, man, we need you to really address this issue that we having. And I said, okay, well, I'll do it. Like I said, again, before I get started, this is not a bias. We got videos about men on this channel. Look at them. You know, I have to say that because a lot of women, you know how women get when you actually touching on subjects that involves them. So I had to say that, but I want to touch on, has one-way teaching, one-sided teaching, has it damaged dating / marriages? Has it really messed up the dating marriage game? And myself, I would like to say I think it has. It has really destroyed dating and has messed the marriages totally up. I'm like to tell you a little situation that I had some years back, which stopped me from dating for a long time, or either consider dating other nationalities of women. I met like 5 females, black, all of them black, over a couple of months period of time. And I was single, so I was dating, and I was trying to find, you know, someone that was, you know, that I would consider, you know, settling down with. Met the first one. She invited, you know, she invited me on a date, and we went on a date. I went and picked her up, you know, way across town, 30-35 minutes. You know, keep in mind that's gas, but we not, and keep in mind this, you know, she wanted me to get her number. I didn't pursue her, but I, you know, didn't have no problem about that. She went through one of her co-workers and got me her number, and we, you know, we went on a date. Went on a date. She picked the place. I let her pick the place. We went on a date. And keep in mind, she asked me on a date. We went on a date, no problem. And as what shocks me is you have to explain this to them. This is something they should already know, but the one-way teaching that I'm talking about, it does this. They bring back the ticket for, you know, the dinner, and she's expecting me to pay for it. And I told her, I said, well, you know, you invited me on a date. You know, where's y'all getting this teaching from? You know, where's this teaching coming from? But, you know, one thing about me, I went on to pay for it. She never heard her saying me again. Well, I talked to her about that, and you know what she told me? She was like, well, you know, I have a daughter, this and that, and I have to take her. I'm not trying to be funny, but your daughter is not my daughter. You know, that's not my little girl. You know, and that's not my problem. Which, one thing about me, if you tell me that before we go on a date, that's a different story. But if we go on a date and you do what you did, now you're trying to play me. You know, so she never heard from me again. Second one, I met this female at the grocery store. And these are cool women. I'm not saying nothing wrong with the women, just telling you the teaching of the mental state. Met this one at the grocery store, seen her, approached her, we started talking. And her never even got a chance to go on a date because this lady, I called about 5 times. And I don't even normally call no woman that many times. She called me 0 times. She gave me a number. She was hooked up on me in the grocery store, wouldn't let my arm go. She showed, you know, that she was interested. The one thing about me, when you got to show me that you're interested. That's first thing. So she showed that. We talked on the phone. I called her 3 or 4 times, you know, and we talked, and the conversations was dry, which was an indication of maybe she's not interested. I have no problem with that. But this female told me that, you know, because I stopped calling her. So she saw me in a particular post, and I had to stop calling. We hadn't talked in months, weeks, or whatever. And she commented on my post, and then she inboxed me like, some people don't call nobody. And I said, hold on, I called you 5 times. You called me 0 times. And this female told me that she didn't supposed to call me, period. I'm the man not supposed to call her. I'm just showing you the teaching, the mental state of why black families are not working. Okay, there's a second one. So I told her, I said, you will never hear from me again. And she never heard from me again. The third one, I might not have enough time to finish them all, but third one, met her. You know, we talked. We you know, I even, you know, looked out for her. Her car wasn't running good. I put water in it for her. Just Mina. I didn't even know her. Just Mina. Picked her up, dropped her off at the airport at a rental car. Just Mina. Keep in mind. Did all this for her. Just Mina. She invited me on a date. So we goes on a date. And again, same problem. She invited me on a date and expected me to pay for the food. And I'm like, what is going on? And the first time I did it, I think, if I remember correct, the first time I did it, the second time I had to tell her, I was like, hold on, you invite me on these dates and you expecting me to, where's y'all getting this teaching from? And I know where it's coming from, but you expecting me to pay for dates that you invite me on. I'm at home chilling. I may not even have any money. And you invite me on dates. We get out there. What if I ain't got no money? You embarrassing me. You see what I'm saying? So I eventually, cool female. Like I said, cool female, still friends. You know, I don't have no problem with you female. And I told her, I said, well, you know, you just won't hear from me. We can't do it. And that was the end of that. She was the third one. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them. I can keep going because this happened so many times, man. I'm just telling you about the couple of ones I met, how this was this many in this short span of time. Then another one, she invited me out. I'm at home chilling. She said, hey, you want to go out and get something? I said, yeah, cool. I let her pick the place. We goes out there. And really, I'm just trying to see where their minds at. Like, I'm shocked that they would do this. I think that's what's shocking me. We goes out there. She picked a real expensive restaurant. We gets out there at the restaurant, and I got to tell her before they bring the ticket back. I said, you know you're supposed to pay for this, right? And she was like, what? She act like she didn't know that. The thing is with these females, they know this, but what it is, they have been taught to cheat black men out of their money or whatever they got for their own benefit. And black men have been taught to let them do it because the mental state of, as long as you're getting sex, you're good. But she's getting sex too. So that's an even swap. If I'm giving you money and sex, that's not an even swap. Who taught us that? Sex is a mutual thing. So the black man has been taught to do these things. So that's where the black women is getting this teaching from, by black men who thinking with his penis and letting them do this. So when they bring the ticket back, I told her, I said, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna even make a scene, but I said, this, you know, I told her just like that was our first date, first time I ever, you know, saw her, talked to her, whatever. I said, you'll never hear from him again. She was like, what? I said, you'll never hear from him again. Never. I told her just like that. And that was the last time we ever talked. She ever heard from me again. So this teaching is bad, man. It's bad. Black women, y'all got to shape up, because if we run to white women because of this, or other ethnicities of women, then that's when the excuse is gonna come. Oh, y'all just run because y'all can run over. That has nothing to do with run over. A woman that does that to me is only thinking about herself. So look at, out of all those women, straight, these was like 5 or 6 women straight. I can keep going. My video is not gonna let me record that long. My battery died. I can keep going, but we have got to do away with this teaching. And this is just part 1, because I'm gonna have to address this again. This part 1, but where is this teaching coming from? That you only concerned about your position and not mine. You only concerned about you instead of me. Where's this teaching is coming from? That you can invite me out on dates and you not thinking that you're supposed to pay for these dates. Where's this teaching coming from? We got to stop looking to get over one another and meet each other halfway. And it's funny when you mention meet each other halfway to women, they look at you crazy, because they have been taught not to meet halfway. They've been taught that you don't supposed to meet him halfway. He's supposed to do 95%.